The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, Custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a very unique host. He's a YouTuber host, and he was originally from Northwest Indiana and now living in Miami. And he's interviewed some really good people like Kobe Simmons of the Charlotte Hornets, Derek Jones Jr. of the NBA Dunk Contest, along with DWade, and also the most insane NFL clothing and sneaker collection, Midwest Kids Interview, and the craziest All-Star Weekend behind the scenes of the NBA Dunk Champion. And, of course, you can tell this guy just loves basketball and just rolls with it and does a lot more than what you know. So live, ladies and gentlemen, from the beautiful Plush Studios in downtown Miami, the ultimate YouTube host, Gianni Mariotti. Gianni, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hey, we're doing great. So you've been on YouTube for quite some time. You're pretty much an established YouTube host, and you've also interviewed some really good people like behind the scenes of an NBA Dunk Champion, and you featured Allen Iverson, Jordan Arnell, Nietzsche Johnson Jr., and you also had Kobe Simmons of the Charlotte Hornets, Derek Jones Jr., D-Wade, and you also had the most insane NFL clothing, sneaker collection, and more. And before we get into some of your YouTube videos and experience of being a YouTube host, tell us how you got first started.
So I first started, it all goes back to my brothers. Me and my brothers were talking one day, and they always were talking about how I love to talk to people and how I love to do this and that. And they're like, maybe you should do something along those lines of maybe, talking and being on camera. And I always watch YouTube. I love to watch YouTube, and it's like one of the things I always did. So I never really thought I'd start a YouTube channel until one day my brother's like, why don't you start something like that? Like, why don't you start like a YouTube channel? And for a lot of people that don't know, my brother, he's an athlete manager for a couple NBA players, Derek Jones Jr., of course, and then Terry Rozier of the Charlotte Hornets. And he also works for a sports agency. So that has Victor Oladipo, all these other guys that are part of it. So with me having those connections, it kind of was like, why don't I do something with it? I love to talk. I love to be on camera. So like, why don't I take my connections and put it into something and maybe do some YouTube? And so that's what I've kind of done, just started building it about a year ago.
And what was that one moment that precisely influenced you into what you're doing today? So what was that one aha moment for you saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do?
Kind of when the thought first came up, and like it's weird because my name was like has two eyes in it, and if you look at my logo, it makes a 1v1. So it's like I want to do Gianni 1-on-1, and then that was kind of like the
got
moment,
it.
like,
okay,
maybe this really has made sense, other than all the other things combined and knowing all these people and loving to be on camera, and it just all made sense. And I was like, you know what? Go with it. What's the worst that can happen? And it's obviously turned out very good for me.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like very good as well too. And do you plan on going to school or furthering your career when it comes to being on broadcast TV? You sound like a really good reporter as well too. And you have a reporter Kobe Simmons, Derek Jones Jr., and a lot more. You got some really interesting ideas. Anywhere you're going to be going on planning or say to further your career?
So I'm actually 17 right now, so I got one more year of high school. So right now, with everything going on in the world, I'm still debating on like, first off, are we going to be going back to high school? Like, are we going to be going back in class? I'd say if we go back in class, I'm really debating on doing online school for my senior year and kind of basing it off that so I can really pursue my dreams and keep on going with what I'm doing. And then I plan on going to college. I want to go to the University of Miami. I think that's really where I would like to go.
That sounds interesting as well, too. And, of course, we noticed you talked to a lot of athletes. And who are some of your favorite athletes growing up, as well as some actors and singers and other TV hosts?
So, honestly, like, basketball is my favorite, so I'll just go out there with, like, my favorite athletes. So, growing up, a lot of it was, like, LeBron was, like, my favorite player, So, he was definitely my favorite. But, like, as of right now, like, of course, being close to these athletes, it's like they really are. They're not only like one of the best, like some of the best in the league, but like they're genuine people, and like I know them well, so they became my favorite. So like I'd say my top five are Terry Rozier, Derek Jones Jr., Victor Oladipo. There's probably a couple more others I can come up with, but like I got a lot of favorite athletes, and like I've had the pleasure of being able to get to know them and being around them. So there's a lot of athletes that but like as in like singers or rappers or whatever, I like hip hop and stuff. So I'm kind of like I don't have any that are just like like everyone. It's like the people everyone loves, like Drake, Little Baby, like all those type of rappers type thing. I like. So I mean I don't really have any like specific ones that people are like, oh really, who's that? Like I'm kind of just like all the normal ones,
Mm-hmm. And how about your favorite TV shows growing up, or especially like on the internet, Netflix, and even Hulu?
I really don't. I wouldn't say I watch a ton of like TV and stuff. And I'm like growing up, I don't really remember exactly what I like, but like I know I used to watch like Robin Big and stuff like that. And then like lately, I've liked the show Ballers. It's based in Miami. It's about a sports agency, an NFL agency, and stuff like that. So, but now it's more like YouTube, like so I have like favorite YouTubers that really more sounds like over than like other than having like favorite TV shows. I feel like so like. Would you like me to say some of my favorite YouTubers? I can do that because that's like more of like the modern thing. It's kind of weird to say.
Mm-hmm. Exactly it. And we'll talk about your show as well too, Gianni 1-on-1. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and for 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Gianni Mariotti, the host of Gianni 1-on-1. He's a YouTube host here on the Mike Wagner Show, originally from Northwest Indiana, now based in Miami. And tell us more about your new program, Gianni 1-on-1.
So it all kind of started, like I said, with my brothers just giving me that kind of the idea, and me really wanting to pursue it. So what I do is, I just find athletes that could be athletes, celebrities, media personalities, other YouTubers, and I'll go and it could be either, just an interview where we just do a straight up interview, or it could be we could do a game, like it's just anything that's one-on-one, or we could 1v1 on the court, which I've done. Like it could be against players, it's not just like an interview type thing. It could be almost anything. And then I don't just want to do the one-on-ones. I want to be able to, maybe one-on-one with myself with the vlogs, at the dunk contest, I did vlogs of myself or what I.
Okay. I lost you there for a minute. So are you still with us? Okay. I think we lost, connection here. So Gianni, are you there? Oops. Okay. All right. Looks like we lost connection with Gianni here on the Mike Wagner Show. While we try to get Gianni back on, once again, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com. It's powered by Sonic Web Studios. And we got Gianni back on the line, and it looks like we got cut off for just a second. Sorry about that. So,
no, you're good. Okay.
So, yeah, continue what you're saying.
I'm trying to see where I left off. What would I leave off at?
I think you're talking about the, what was it? The, that NBA dunk contest or something?
Oh yeah. So it can be range from anywhere just being one-on-one with interviews, or it could be one-on-one on the court. We 1v1 each other. It could be a game. It could be anything like that. But not just that. It's you can kind of say it's a one-on-one with myself when I do vlogs. So that one-on-one isn't just it could diverse into so many different things. So it just really depends. I pretty much do everything, but I like to I'm always around athletes, so I always like to get their insight on a lot of things and do vlogs like that or one-on-ones, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And also too, your first one was with Kobe Sims of the Charlotte Hornets doing shoe talk, and tell us more about that episode.
So that episode was actually my first episode I ever did. That's the first time I was ever on camera. That's the crazy part, and it really was just a one take. My filmer at the time, he was saying you're a one hit. All you gotta do is take it one time, the one hit wonder. Or one take wonder is actually what he said, which would be better for it. But he kind of was you're a one take wonder. You don't even need to stop I went straight through that without having to stop and didn't really mess up. Obviously, I improved over them, but it was a great video being able to start off with somebody that's already in the NBA, and it just really helps. When he had a nice shoe collection, I'm into shoes, so it's just really good video.
And what's your favorite shoe, by the way?
I'd say my favorite shoe, I really like Jordan 11s. I also like any Off-White, which is by Virgil. I like any Off-Whites. It just depends. I got a lot of favorite shoes. I like Puma. I always rep Puma because a lot of my brother's clients and the agency that he's with is rep by Puma, so it really kind of influenced me to love Puma, and I actually do. It's a great brand. So
it sounds like it as well too. You also had Derek Jones Jr. on in an interview, NBA dunk contest. You also had DWade, and tell us more about that one.
So Derek, what we did was we went outside. It was my second video, and this was about a year ago. And I'm real close with Derek, and we shot a video outside Red Steakhouse in South Beach, and he started telling me a little bit about D-Wade's final last dance, which is when he retired. So he got to kind of tell me some insight about how it was being up close and personal on the D-Wade last dance. So we talked about that, and it was kind of just a great interview to be able to talk to Derek because he had just been in the dunk contest that past year or the year before, and so it was talking to him about that, and then it really kind of went from there.
Mm-hmm. And also you had the most insane NFL clothing and sneaker collection. And why is it considered the most insane?
So it's pretty crazy because this guy, one of my friends, he plays for the Dolphins, Devon Gottschalk. I talked to him, and he was like, "Man, you got to come check out my clothing and my shoes." And so I went over there, and he had, I have a lot of shoes, but he had so many shoes, and not just shoes, but he had the clothes. I've never seen anybody's closet look like that. He had a whole room that was literally all shoes, and then his closets were all there was so much clothing, and he didn't just have one closet. He had 3 or 4 closets full of it. So it was pretty insane to me. I've never seen any NFL player have a collection like that. I'm sure they do, but it was pretty crazy to see that up and personal.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say that as well, too. And, of course, we'll look at the behind the scenes of an NBA dunk champion. We'll play a little bit of sample of that. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition way. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Gianni Mariotti of Gianni One-on-One here on the Mike Wagner Show, YouTube host, and he's talked to a number of celebrities. Right now, let's get a glimpse of behind the scenes of an NBA dunk champion with Gianni Mariotti here on the Mike Wagner Show.
I've said already that I'm getting this one. How do you ensure that you win this one tonight, Derek?
I prepared. I mean, my rookie year, I just went in there, winged it. I was young. I just did everything I did in the high school dunk contest. But now I'm prepared. I know what I got to do. And once the ball go through the rim, I'm pretty sure that they're going to give me a 50. Every time.
I don't even know you. All the shit I bought you niggas, all the shit I taught you niggas. Look this loyal, young, grateful nigga, I'm thinking I should offer niggas. Learned the hard way, keeping it real may cost a nigga. All that love and bro shit, they gon' cross a nigga.
We're not playing around, are we, AT? We're not playing around, are we? Let's go. Game time, DJ, game time. Let's go. We in this. Let's go. Easy money tonight. Easy money, let's go. We bring them home. Let's go. Talk to him, man. Tell him we're not playing around.
Yep. Got his bounce from me.
Got his bounce from AT. Yeah, guys on the court. DJ post-win victory, baby. Doesn't feel any better.
All right, guess we're getting all excited here on the Mike Wagner Show with Gianni One-on-One, and tell us more about the behind the scenes of the NBA dunk champion.
It was pretty crazy. So, like I said, I'm pretty close with Derek, and so when he had the dunk contest, I was out there, and so it started off with in the morning he'd have to go to dunk rehearsals or whatever, and the media day, and then when we went to the game, it's very nerve-wracking because Derek's we're just banking on Derek. We want Derek to win. Like, we know he's going to win, but it's more like it's still nervous to watch all his dunks go down. Like, if something gets messed up, it was just like real. We were real excited. We were all real nervous. So when he actually won that, it was a crazy night. Right as soon as he won, it was unbelievable. Greatest night of my life. We went right on the court. It was exciting. Had the trophy right there. They went to the trophy room after. And not only was it just going to the trophy room and getting the trophy and all that, but it was also his 23rd birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Day he won the dunk contest. So he had a birthday party after, and it was at Mastro Steakhouse, and we went there, and it was, it was amazing. It was just great to have his birthday, and everything went right, and I couldn't have asked for a better night. And then that was great to be able to capture, not only for Derek and everybody in his family, but for my family and everybody to see, and even the world to see, like how crazy of a weekend that was. It was pretty amazing for Derek to win that.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like you got a big career ahead as well too. Looking forward to hearing what you got as well too. Perhaps to be on the big networks, and finally you go one-on-one against Michi Ballhead Terry. Gone wrong, and why did this go wrong? Going one-on-one.
So, if people that don't know who Michi Ballhead Terry is, he's pretty big. He's got about 100,000 followers on Instagram. I had met him, and we did it one-on-one and 1v1 and one-on-one. But he had gone bald when he was in the 8th grade, and not only is it makes him unique because he's a great basketball player, but it also makes him unique because he's 19 and he's almost he's pretty bald. So he's a great personality. Not only that, he's just a great guy. So the only thing that went wrong was if you watch the video, we not only 1v1 on a 10-foot goal, but like a short goal, and he just dunked all over me like 5 times in a row. Like I couldn't stop it. I'm like 5'10" probably, and he's like 6'1", but not only that, he's got the athletic ability I don't have. So it was just kind of wasn't a good thing because he just kept dunking on me. I didn't like that.
Well, you have to practice, as they say. It takes a lot of practice. So, once again, with Gianni Mariotti, the host of Gianni One-on-One here on the Mike Wagner Show, in just a few minutes here before we go, and love to have you back on as well, too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I'd say the biggest influence, like let's say from the biggest influence in my life is definitely my mom. So I like she really influences me to be able to like to do. She's such a hard worker and always does everything for me. It's like I want to do something because it's kind of like she always does so much for me. So why can't I try to do so much and try to be able to do that for my future and my family in the future and all that. But I'd say like as in the YouTube standpoint of like my biggest inspiration on like which YouTuber inspires me the most is probably Brandon the Wattis. He has a channel called The Wattis. He's got about 5 million subscribers. And not only like has he inspired me, but he's personally inspired me because I've actually been able to meet him after watching for so many years, and we talk on a regular basis. And he always watches my videos and tells me to keep going. So it's like getting inspiration from not only him but other YouTubers I know. It really pushes me to keep going because if they like what I'm doing, you know, it really helps inspire me. So it's not it's my family, and there's also YouTubers that really inspire me to do that.
Mm-hmm. And what can we expect from you in 2020 and beyond?
Just a lot more content. Consistency is real hard for me to be able to, not only the coronavirus popping up, but on top of that, balancing being on the basketball team, having school, and all that. So, you know, just the consistency is going to be picked up way more, and just amazing content for the future that, you know, some people might not be able to get their hands on, you know.
Mm-hmm. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Anybody that's starting YouTube, like, you're going to have a lot of haters. You're going to have a lot of people that's telling you you can't do it. You know, it's not a good idea. Everyone does it. You won't do anything. It's a waste of time. Just know that when people are hating on you like that, a lot of it is jealousy. So just really try to like block out the haters and do what's best for you, and you know it can really help you in the future. So just don't give up and just keep going and keep making content and keep being yourself, and don't let anybody tell you different.
Mm-hmm. Really good advice as well too. Once again, Gianni Mariotti, the host of Gianni One-on-One on YouTube here on the Mike Wagner Show. Gianni, big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people check out your videos?
So upcoming content, I just dropped a video yesterday. It was a one-on-one with Meechie Johnson Jr. He talked about he grew up around LeBron his whole life. LeBron's mentioned that he's his nephew many times. Meechie's an Ohio State commit for the class of 2021. So that video dropped yesterday. It's doing real good. I hope everyone goes and watch it. I got another video that's going to be coming out pretty soon. So my website is www.g1ann1.com. My YouTube is G1ANN1. My Instagram's Gianni_Mariotti. So just keep on the lookout and subscribe and do what you can do. I appreciate it.
Sounds great. Okay, once again, Gianni, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep this up to date. Let it back on 2020 and beyond. You've been great.
Yep, thank you so much.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.